And that is it. We're back. That's the sound of another exciting episode of the Ultra Crude Podcast. I am Jon, Jon Cox, and I'm with the fabulous, the lovely, the mother of Midstate, the mayor of the Murder Mile, the sacred midwife of ultra running.
Becca Jones. Say hi, Becca Jones.
BMFJ. BMFJ around. We're not going to be Jane around this week.
No.
Why don't we call it the Jane? We sometimes it's the Adventures of J and B, but we could just have called it like Jane around from the get-go, and I never even thought of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Jonesin and Jonin and Jonesin.
JJ, all right.
You're pretty whooped, aren't you?
I am pretty whooped.
Yeah, you've been going through it. This has been a rough weekend.
It's been a rough few days.
Yeah, what have you been up to? Before we dive in to the exciting episode we have, what have you been up to?
Well, let's see. I've been house sitting and pet sitting for the past 5 days.
There you go.
Sorry. House sitting and pet sitting for the past 5 days. So, sorry. I'm trying to get it. Yeah. Anyways, I've also got exams coming up this week, getting ready for that.
First semester of exams. How's that semester wrapped up for you?
Oh, great. I have all A's currently, but I think that math grade is going to take a little hit because I completely forgot to do like an assignment or like it's like a homework thing. I think it'll just drag my average down a little bit, but that's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. And yeah, so 5 days of bouncing between our house, my parents' house, and that house, and staying there. And you always
that house. For the people that don't know what that house is, Becca is house sitting and pet sitting this weekend. She has a whole litter of animals she's keeping tabs on.
Yeah, 2 dogs, 2 cats. It's wonderful. I love the people I'm
They're fantastic.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic house. And
just around the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, it's not far at all. But even though I sleep pretty good when I'm there, it's still not the sleep you get.
What time did you fall asleep last night?
Last night was rough. I couldn't sleep. I had like a bout of insomnia, and I think I went to bed at like 4:30. I was eating pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning because I was just hungry and sitting there. And
what movies did you decide to watch at 1 a.m.?
Whatever.
Listen, we don't have to tell everybody, but I need everybody to know that I was not prepared for the information that came my way when I woke up this morning. Well, when you woke up this morning, because we woke up in different places and at much different times. But when we talked and you let me know what you put on at 1 a.m., I had no idea this was part of your existence. And not only this, you watched the sequel, which again, people don't need to know. Some things need to be private. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and
a whole new light. Yeah,
well, like it wasn't like a drunk foray. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna watch this. And no, like I drink, but like I was just, sitting there, unable to sleep.
See, I bring a lot of good in telling you what time to go to bed on a regular basis.
Yeah, I fucked up because I turned on the TV.
You can't do it. You've got no power over a television that's on.
No.
Even if I'm watching something and you're just like going through the house, you'll be mystified at whatever it is. Most of the time, you don't even like it that much, but you'll watch it.
I think TV is an interesting concept.
It'll stop you right in your tracks, and you'll just stand there.
Yeah, I'm like a moth to the flame. That's it. It's fucking game over.
What's going on here? What's it? This is stupid. What are you watching this for?
Yeah, so tonight I will take an exam at 7, and then I'll go back over there and let them out since our friends will be back.
Yep.
Tomorrow morning. So.
Yeah. I smashed my thumb pretty good. You see that?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it matches. I mean, never mind.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. That's weird. I got a black thumbnail which matches my black toenails.
Well, there you go. Matching set.
I didn't get a buckle last weekend, but I got 2 black toenails and poison oak and poison ivy on my legs. So
better than on your balls.
Better than on your balls, and that is the Ultra Crude Podcast. That's what we got going on. Oh my goodness. Is that enough for the weekend wrap? We just want to get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. I think today probably might be a little different show than we've been doing. Maybe not. I have no idea. Listen, I'm just here, man. Like I'm just here. My hair's still wet. Like
Becca Jones giving it her best self. We did get a lot of questions. We're going to go over some questions today. And but first, we're going to play a little game. I know it. I know you do. So you have $15 to create your perfect race. There are multiple categories: location, aid station food, pacer, and which is something that really just unpredictably happens in the race. The unaccounted for, the X factor, the I didn't see that coming.
I don't understand anything you're asking me
Okay,
right now.
you have $15 to create your perfect ultra marathon.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm in a space for
Yeah,
dreaming.
this is even fantastic. I love this. I'll do the math for you. All right, so location. You have $15 to spend. You have 4 categories to do it in. Location: Europe for $5, the West Coast for $4, Colorado for $3, Georgia comes in at 2, and Illinois for $1. Georgia. All right. Hey, well, that's budget friendly. Yeah. There you go. You got $13 to spend, and we're going on to round 2, aid station food.
Well, here's the thing. I know what I'm in for, and I don't have to worry about more logistics. Because I don't know if that's going to factor in or not. So,
strategy straight out of the gate. All right, aid station food. This is the food at the aid station.
Okay.
For $5, you can have quesadillas. For $4, you can have Coca-Cola. $3, you get the community chips and cookie bowls. $2 gives you salted potatoes. And for $1, you get a cup of ramen.
Obviously, Coke, because I'm not a peasant.
Coke is a solid choice. Yeah. I'd go. Yeah, Coke.
It's got everything you need.
It's everything you need. All right, $9. You're doing great. This is fantastic. You saved a lot of money in round 1. On to the Pacers. For $5, you get David Goggins. For $4, you get Forrest Gump. For $3, you can have me.
Can I just be alone?
For $2, you get a random talker.
I would throw myself into a fucking tree.
For $1, you can have no pacer.
Yeah, $1, obviously.
All right, so you can go for broke in round 3. You're doing great. So far, you're running in Georgia, drinking Coca-Cola, and you're going to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You had all the money in the budget to have me pace you, by the way.
I appreciate that. I love you.
It just still said a hard no. I'm not sure how I should feel about this. I was a flyer when I put myself in there. Like I should set myself up for disappointment. And
it's not
quite frankly, that you would choose no one over me, I think says a lot.
I don't know what I'm in for. And I would just rather be able to work that out on my own without anyone else's input. And I love you.
You have asked me to pace your next race in Georgia, have you not?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Because this option here was like, hey, do you want me to pace you in this race? And you're like, absolutely not. I mean, you also passed up on Goggins and Forrest Gump, so I don't feel that bad about it. But still no one. All right, so listen, you got all the money in the world left for round 4, which is which is we don't know what's going to happen, good or bad. For $5, the course is 2 miles short. For $4, you get beat by the old guy. There's always an old guy. He always looks at like, how is that guy running so fast? You know the guy we're talking about.
Yeah, super respect.
There's one every way. Yeah, it's dope. For $3, your headlamp dies 2 miles out from an aid station.
Oh, fuck that.
For $2, it rains for 50 miles.
I mean, that's probably not bad.
And for $1, you're 3 miles off course.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
Yeah. Well, you have like $7 left. This is the last category.
What was the
$5 option?
Yeah.
It's 2 miles short.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah, that's a win, right?
Yeah, I'll take that. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to run around in circles.
No, we're not going to do that.
No.
The only thing better than running 100, so I hear, is only running 98.
Close enough. You know what? You go to the bathroom enough times, you'll get that 2 miles.
Sure will. All right. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah. Did you enjoy our little game?
Thanks. Where'd you get that?
People do it on the internet. All right. We're going to kick it off. The most popular question by far in the atmosphere. is can 100 men defeat a gorilla?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, are we talking like real men or soy boys? Like, I mean, it's just a general question.
I don't think we're talking about soy boys unless we're talking about soy gorillas. I think we're talking. Listen, you can go two ways with the question. You can either go.
Define men? Can we define a man?
Oof, I don't think we're ready for that. It is interesting that this question's floating around and no one's asking if women can defeat a gorilla. I'm not asking that question. I'm just saying no one's asking that question.
Well, I mean, there's no women left because they all chose the bear. Like, yeah, bear fucking with your face.
All right. So the idea, I think, is this is like the largest gorilla you can get. And I think if you're choosing
like a silverback,
yeah.
Like
if you're
Godzilla,
like the alpha gorilla, the biggest gorilla of the gorilla clan, I think you should be able to choose the largest of men amongst us as well. If it's an average gorilla, I think you got to choose pretty much average dudes.
I don't know. I'm taking John Daly. I don't know if you saw.
I did see your John Daly.
I think John Daly's got it.
Here's my thing. I don't really know, but everybody's approaching it from the angle of the gorilla is much stronger and much more lethal than a singular man or even a bunch of dudes. But I gotta think, the gorilla doesn't have. We're ultra runners. Our endurance is our thing. I think you just got to wear the gorilla down. You put it in an open field, and you just kind of taunt it. Eventually, that gorilla is going to get tired, without even making contact. The gorilla is going to wear itself down by being in a frenzy. Humans hunt by running down animals. Have hunted for generations of days of yore. Mm-hmm. Still do it today in certain parts of the world. It's a rite of passage. It's a thing. You just chase an animal to exhaustion, the animal dies. I don't see why we can't do the same thing with the gorilla. If we're in a jungle where it's got a strategic environmental advantage, obviously that's a different story. But if we're in a field, if everything's open, I think we can wear the gorilla out before we even make contact.
I mean, I think that's a fair argument, but I don't think they gave the internet world parameters of where it's going to be.
Well, no, they didn't give the internet world parameters of where it's going to be. It's up to the internet world to define the parameters. If you put it in an octagon, I don't know. But that's a lot of dudes in an octagon, too. They're all on a pile on. Some of them are going to die, probably.
Yeah, for sure. And, why you put the weakest up front?
You don't want to be the first one in.
No. No. You never want to be the first one in. I mean, unless it's a porta potty. That's it. The bathroom's the only way to go.
The only place you want to be the first one in is a porta potty.
I mean, yeah. I've seen that float around the internet, and everyone's talking about it. And then that prompts me in my head. I go, how the fuck did we get here as a society? Are we this fucking bored that we are coming up with stupid fucking questions?
I think it's an interesting question.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not thought-provoking. It's
provoked a lot of thought. People have thought about it.
Because they don't have better shit to do, which is the problem with society. See, this is making me so spun up, and I didn't even know this was going to happen to me.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I should probably, I think that, no, I think I need to tap the brakes.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I need to go on a society tirade, but yeah, when these stupid fucking things get proposed, and you see it everywhere. You see it on the news, you see it here, you see it there.
You see it right now?
Weird, stupid motherfuckers talking about it.
I'm the one that brought it up.
I've seen it. I mean, I shared a thing about because I like John Daly. He's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in your world.
Yeah. And I went, that's fucking dumb. And then went on. Like, two of the people that I always listen to, their podcasts and nurses, I skipped through that because I was like, I'm not listening to this shit. This is not even real. It's the same thing with
it could be real. Gorillas have attacked humans before. This is real.
Yeah. When people when they're dumb enough to be in their enclosures, when they somehow lift their babies over or hop in or do something. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
And you know what? At the end of the day, I think I side with the gorilla.
Like just in general, you side with the gorilla?
Yeah.
Like Harambe or gorillas in general?
I mean, Gorillas in the Mist was one of my favorite movies.
I don't think I ever saw Gorillas. I know I didn't see it.
Oh, man. I think Jane Goodall's a fucking hero. So,
There's a good chance I was afraid of gorillas as a kid.
Did you encounter them regularly in Indiana? Were they roaming throughout the cornfields? Did you just come around a corn stalk and ha, gotcha, monster silverback, face to face with danger? You have to go see one in a zoo. Like, did your friend have one in a backyard?
I don't see, you were not going to attack society in general, and now I feel like you're attacking me. Look, I think the movie Congo came out.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And that was probably scary.
Yeah, I was cheering for the gorillas.
I don't like scary movies.
It's not scary.
If the gorillas are attacking humans, that's scary.
Well, those humans shouldn't have been there.
Mm.
Like, that's the other thing. Like, we go fucking with things. Like, just let those things be. Like, just let them be. And at some point, I think nature needs to win. And I think the lesson should be, leave them the fuck alone. Leave them alone. With snakes and other things, you know why you have a fear of it? Because you should. Because it can kill you.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think you should be afraid of gorillas.
Yeah.
And like lions and tigers. And bears.
Oh my. James. Yeah, like, you know, those people that own chimps.
No,
and then, like,
nope.
Someone's
I'm
like,
opposed to that.
this chimp rips somebody's face off. Yeah, that's what the fuck they do. Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
you can't be owning nothing. No, you can't be owning chimps, man. They're not safe.
No.
They'll rip your face off.
I don't want any monkey. Anything that's going to fling feces at me, absolutely not. I don't.
Hard no.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Looks cute in a picture. I don't want to touch it. I don't like things that put its fecal matter on you.
Just in general.
Or in random places.
Yeah, I don't want fecal matter in random places either.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
Yeah, neither am I.
Yeah, so I'm on the team gorilla.
So you're on team gorilla. You think the gorilla's going to hold it down?
I hope it does. I hope it does.
You also root for the bad guy.
Sometimes.
In all movies, pretty much. Your favorite, I asked you one time what your favorite Marvel superhero was. And I don't know why we had this conversation. Because
I think all the Marvel movies are dumb.
I've watched some Marvel movies. I think some of them are pretty good as movies go. And some of them are like really weird. I'm not super into superheroes in general. But, you know, if it's on, I'm going to watch it for a little bit. And you were like, I don't know, that purple guy. Thanos? You mean the bad guy? The guy that kills like half the world, then tries to kill the other half because he didn't like the way the half was living? That one?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was on to something. People suck. Not all people. But, like, I understood his reasoning. I think he was just misunderstood. And I think he had a bad approach. But, like, you know, and then he liked the, you know, he was kind to the little green girl.
That he like enslaved for the rest of her life and then eventually killed to get one of the gems. I mean, I don't know the details. Like, don't come for me or anything, but like, I think that's pretty much what happens. Is he needed another stone for his glove, and like killed his daughter basically.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna like,
that's the admiration you have.
Listen, if you're gonna control the universe,
he was nice to her for a few years because he knew he would need to kill her eventually. That's weird.
Family, stop talking for less. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Well, it's not that they stopped talking.
Because we're petty. Because people are petty.
You're yeah.
I'm in a place, man.
Let's just get into the listener questions. Thank goodness. We'll just move the show right along, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry.
This is not so much a question, and I'm not super big on naming who asked the question because there's, you know, people can ask questions. This isn't a question. This is a statement. I love a statement.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
The bolder, the better, quite frankly. And it's coming from Big Country.
Okay.
Kel Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore Slump will be smashed this year.
Man, I hope so.
Not broken, not a myth, smashed.
I hope so.
Come for it. Come for it. I will say, I've seen some of his stuff, and there's a few things I go, All right, then, okay, all right. I see you. I see what's going on, and, you know, I see a lot of everybody's stuff, but every now and then I see something, and I go, that man stands on business. Mm-hmm. He's got a good approach. He's doing the right things, and he's got the right metrics that shows. That's not glory miles. It's not vert for vert's sake. It's just okay. Let's come back, see what you can do. I loved watching him last year.
Oh yeah,
I was super pumped.
He was definitely one of
in my corner. And I don't know if you're offended by me calling you Big Country or not, but if you are, I'll stop. I think it's a fun name, and I'll I like your approach. So looking forward to it. Let's talk about the sophomore slump for those who don't know what it is.
Yeah, hit him.
Okay. The sophomore slump is a strange phenomenon at mid-state mile, last man standing race we're going to host here in June. What happens is guys and gals, whoever it may be, come out totally not knowing what to expect. They've never been in the format before, completely new environment, and they do exceedingly well, or do rather well. They have a really good day, and they are encouraged by what a great day they had. And so they return the following year. And what happens the following year, Miss Jones?
Oh, the shit the bed.
Yeah.
Or like come up short.
Not really. I mean, like sometimes like it's happened. Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that.
Yeah.
But it's more of a, they don't have the experience that they want or get the miles that they wanted.
Yeah, they that's definitely what we're talking about when we say sophomore slump, is the year just doesn't go. Year two just isn't what you thought it was going to be, and it's not year one. There's a lot of different things that go into it. I think one of the biggest things is that the blessing of the first year is you're just in it, and you don't know what's happening, and you're just holding on, and you're going loop by loop and staying in it. And then the next year comes around, and you know what is coming. And your body remembers what's coming. Your subconscious knows what is going to happen to you if you keep coming. And I think it's part of this fight or flight response, where the first year you're just triggered and you're in this fight sense, like 20 minutes, 1 mile, 20 minutes, 1 mile, 20 minutes, 1 mile, whistle, 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 intermission. And you stay locked in. And then eventually that doesn't work out for you. And so I think subconsciously your body goes, okay, this didn't work. We weren't able to fight our way out of this. We have to flight. We have to flee from this. And so you get in 3, 4, 6, 10 hours, and your brain is just hitting all those different signals saying, hey, buddy, this didn't work out last time. Like, this is not a fight that you win. Like, we got to eject right now.
I think there's some of that. I also think there's, once you know what's coming, like, if you are already having any sort of pain or you're too hot or anything else, I think a lot of people get in their own way and they get in their head, because they also know, let's say they went 20 hours that first year.
Yeah. But automatically their expectation is to go 30, right?
Yes. So they already have a much higher expectation. And then
heaven forbid I also talk. No, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the permission to proceed with my statement.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you?
And then let's just say we're at 8 hours, and like it's really freaking hot, and like your legs cramping up. It's been doing this stuff. So not only are you in your head that you're going to go 30 hours, but you also know how much it took to hit 20 hours before, and you already go ahead and take yourself out because you go, "There's no way I can't." And I can't tell you how many times we hear, I can't do this for another 10 hours. I can't do this for another 3 hours. And then thus we have the sophomore slump, because you know what you're in for. And sometimes they realize, like, I just don't want to go through that again. And I've had that at events that we've done multiple times and stuff like that. I mean, I've done 100 miles at Potawatomi twice. And then the third time I went out there and it was like crazy sloppy and terrible. And I ran 50 miles and said, I have no desire to do what I know it's going to take to get this done in these conditions. So that's all I have to say about that.
Do you think it's harder to be patient? Here's the thing: when it comes to, like, I can't do this for another 3 hours, another 10 hours. You know what? Mid-state mile is a 20-minute race. That's it. You don't have to do it for 3 hours. You don't have to do it for another hour. All you got to do is for another 20 minutes. That's it. So, take that little tidbit. But do you think it is harder to be patient the second year?
Yes.
Do you think it's harder to be patient the second year than the third year?
Yes, I think that second year, because you're hungry. And, we've seen people have a year that knocks them down a little bit. Not like in a bad way, just, they don't get what they want, and come back with a better plan, better prepared. Not that they didn't have a good plan, but with a fire in them to continue to problem solve and to not taste that defeat.
100%.
That
Eric
letdown.
Kinley is a prime example
Yes.
of this. Sophomore slump, third and fourth year, knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
Just crushed it. So it happens.
Yeah.
Happened to Patty.
Yeah. Yeah. Isaac
had a good second year.
He did.
He was an outlier. Yeah. So what we're saying is, listen, it's not a rule. Like, you can come back and have a better year two. It's a phenomenon that happens. Yes. People come out, they have a great year one, and they have a sophomore slump year two, which happens.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of reasons, but I think it's the hardest year to be patient in.
It is. This is the thing that we tell people all the time about mid-state is it puts everything under a microscope. And if there is one thing that is off, if there is one chink in your armor,
you're going to find out.
It's showing up. And here's the thing. It may not be something that's there all the time, but it can be something that's there that day. And I think one of the other things that we really forget is that it doesn't matter. You can train your fucking ass off. You can pour everything into it, have all the logistics, but sometimes that day is not going to come together the way you want it to, or not as easily as you would like it to. It is going to fight you because nothing is given. And sometimes, man, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you still ain't going to earn it. Doesn't matter. Sometimes it's just not in the cards for you that day. And I really hate seeing
it's that. The worst. I mean, talk about the most devastating moments of every race for me is when, like, you want something, you want so much more for somebody, and it's just not working out. And you can tell it's not because they're not fighting and they don't want it to. It's not because they don't want it. It's just...
And sometimes it's a physical thing, like, maybe you trip and fall, or you tweaked your ankle, or there's a lot of runners that end up tweaking their back or doing something. We hear that, that's an injury we hear a lot of, because you catch a root, catch your toe, and then you jerk. And that really it affects your gait. It affects everything else. Sure. And then all of a sudden, everything just goes downhill, and you find yourself investing all this time and energy into training, into getting to the race. I mean, we can't ignore what a financial commitment it is to show up on race day. If you are traveling anywhere and have to get a hotel or do anything, you're probably $1,000 into a race weekend.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah,
to put $1,000 into a race weekend.
Nutrition, gas, or travel,
hotel, race entry. I mean, there's just a lot goes into it.
So you financially committed and invested all of this. You spent either money on a coach or months training, and you might be in the peak physical condition that you've ever been in, and you just cannot get that day to go your way.
Happened to me.
We see that a lot too at mid-state, and you see people get really upset about, like, this day doesn't define you.
No, it doesn't. It super doesn't. What it does do is it puts everything in a box, and it allows you to learn things in a contracted, compact time frame.
Yes, you
can very quickly.
You can learn more in running 6 hours at mid-state, or 8 hours, or 12, whatever your limit is.
Or about yourself.
Yes.
More
than you can.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, is what it does, and
It's really cool to watch that, but it is hard to watch when you see it's painful for people that day.
It is. That's the brutality of it. It's the yin and yang. All right. Another question here. Do you guys carry any kind of protection when you run?
Yeah, have. I mean, I got these deadly weapons right here.
Oh. Osprey Shooting Solutions. This question brought to you by Osprey Shooting Solutions. If you are a firearms enthusiast or need firearms training, check out Edgar Mills down there in Rome, Georgia. OSS.
Yeah, big fan of knowing how to defend yourself.
Yeah, if you're going to carry something, figure out how to do it and get the training to do it right. And OSS, Osprey Shooting Solutions, is one of the best. So check them out.
Yeah,
lots of courses down there.
Yeah, great job, great guy, great company.
Love
them. You see that question a lot too.
It's an important question, and I think it's a hard question for women in Nashville. Here, we've had some things go on, and I've told you, I've said, hey, no, you don't need to be running here or there at this time. If you are going to run, turn your location on so I know where you're at, where you're going, things like that. I'm going to say I don't carry anything. I don't carry protection with me when I run. I am 6'4" and a dude. I carry protection other places. I'm a big fan of personal protection and having that responsibility, but it's just not something I feel like I need to carry when I'm on a 5 mile run in the morning. And a lot of times we run at the park. So that's part of it too, I think, is picking a safe location to run, mm-hmm. running with people and not taking unnecessary risks. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter so much what you have on you if you are putting yourself in a dangerous situation.
I mean, I tend to avoid the neighborhoods and stuff as much as I can too. I usually stick to busy streets especially if I am running at a not so great time. You're going to see me where there's a ton of traffic, where I'm not down a road by myself and a car could circle back or something could happen. Like, there's going to be a lot of witnesses.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not crazy about traffic, and I'm usually not crazy about where that takes me, but I find myself feeling the most vulnerable when no one's around in that quiet neighborhood. I mean, I went out past...
it doesn't matter if it's early morning or don't do it at night. Good gracious.
No, I ran up, it was a couple months ago. I told you I just felt like tooling around, and I ended up going up past the river, and I found myself on a very remote stretch up past all the neighborhoods. And I do know in those neighborhoods there are convicted sex offenders because I check all that stuff. And I got up to like the TVA station because it's really cool. I want to go see the train tracks. And I went, oh my God, you were in this remote area with no one around.
Not happy.
Yeah, the houses are all up there. Like, there's tons of woods. There's the river. There's all this stuff. And I went, you would never tell anyone to do that. And I told my ass back. And I felt uncomfortable,
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we're getting an increase in, vagabonds out on our streets here.
Yes.
And so it's such a vital question. I don't have the right answers to it, quite frankly. I mean, not a bad idea carrying something.
Yeah, I will say I see a lot of women are like, well, I carry a knife, and I used to, and I went, if we're already that close to one another, like, I'm fucked. Like,
yeah,
if we're close enough that I can stab you, this situation is not a good place. And then if you've already gotten me to that point, then you can more than likely overpower me and take that knife and then use it on me if you don't have something. Yeah. So now I've given you a weapon to use against me when you have already likely overpowered me. It's a bad choice. That's just my personal opinion on that.
Yeah. I mean, prevention is the best thing you can always do. Is avoid those situations and avoid those areas.
Carry mace.
Mace is, again, I am pro defending yourself and doing whatever you need to do to feel safe and defend yourself and carry those things on you. Absolutely. 100% yes. It's just not, I'm not at risk. Yeah. I'm just not. I even feel bad sometimes. Like, if I see somebody out running, like, because I'm running alone, and like I don't want to be seen as a threat either. I'm just trying to run. But it does make me like, oh crap. Yeah. Like, what do I have to do to not seem like a threat right now? Because it's a reality that half the population lives with. And that sucks.
Yeah, we've had a couple of girls killed here locally.
Yeah, it's been real bad here in Nashville the past couple of years. We've gotten about one a year. Transient people, youths, people that shouldn't be out on the streets. I think every single one of them. But yeah, it's a tough thing. So 100%. I don't personally. Don't come for me. Becca Jones has. Becca Jones' best protection when running is obviously me.
That's true. And I'm sure there are people that will jump all over me for this. If you are a female and want to carry a gun but don't feel comfortable, I think Again,
get training.
yes, yes, but and some women won't. They
Some
just won't, and
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
hey,
And it's like, and I understand all the arguments, and I support it. And again, I'm a big
I
fan
don't
of
understand the
protection.
arguments.
And some people just
I don't understand the argument.
I I'm not saying I agree with the
Yeah.
argument, but I believe people are
I
entitled
understand. Yeah, I
to feel
understand people
however they
make
want
the
to feel.
argument. I just don't understand the argument.
But and anyone who is trained in anything will be like, that's stupid, and I understand. But carry a gun and don't carry it loaded, or make it obvious that you have something. If someone is sizing you up and they are going to attack you, I know that you disagree with that. But if you're a small female and if someone's looking at you, let's say 5 runners come past and they can tell that you have a weapon on you, the chances of them going after you of that 5.
You're saying make yourself the threat.
Make yourself the threat.
Spiked shoulder pads. Listen, if you look like a crazy person, no one's going to want to mess with you.
Hey, I ran through West Memphis.
Oh, goodness. Can we talk about interlude? Listen, if y'all don't know about West Memphis, it's Memphis. And to get from the west side of Tennessee to the east side of Tennessee, you have to start in Arkansas, which is a whole thing. We don't need to get into it today. And then you have to run through West Memphis. And then you have to run through Memphis.
Nice.
And I was not comfortable being who I am in a vehicle that was capable of driving. Sketchy. It wasn't as bad as Jackson. Jackson was worse. Didn't see that coming.
Jackson was way worse.
Jackson, Tennessee was bad.
Jackson legit had me crossing over multiple streets.
Oh, we skipped a stop in Jackson.
Yeah.
So you got to keep moving.
Yeah. Jackson was real bad. But in Memphis, I had those turkey feathers in my hair that I picked up from the levee.
Look like a crazy person.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's true. That's self-defense 101. Look crazy.
Oh, I looked crazy. Yeah, I had on the bucket hat, I think, at that point, and maybe I'd taken it off, and then I had the turkey feathers. I was also running in sandals, and I was like singing out loud, and I looked nuts. I'm sure they were like, "No,
not messing with that girl. She nuts. Leave that my lady alone." All right. What was your most memorable life-saving aid station from any race?
Man, there's a lot, I guess. Fire Pit, Cruel Jewel 50. It was the first year I ran the 50, and we had all like teamed up, decided to stay together. That also didn't work out, and it was close to a 20-something hour 50 because I stayed with a 100-miler.
Yes.
We stayed together. Anyways, there was a hurricane that came through, dumped rain on us for 14 hours. No one had any warm weather gear. Got to Fire Pit. It was freezing, super hypothermic. I used a tablecloth, like the vinyl tablecloth, wrapped myself in it, made a little Becca burrito, and had a fire. Oh, it was amazing. 100-miler, he slept for a little bit, and we sat there and waited till the sun came up, and then went back out. But I mean, that aid station, I will never forget that experience.
That's fantastic. And now, which is Fire Pit the same aid station location as Brogan's aid station at Fierce Dragon?
Yeah.
Okay. So same spot along the same trail would be my life-saving aid station as well. Similar that it was cold, but much colder for me. Pants frozen cold. And it was warm in there, and he had warm broth and ramen. And when you got there freezing, there was a quesadilla there, or a grilled cheese sandwich in the morning. Yeah, it was a life-saving aid station. Took off my wet layers and warmed them up over the fire while I did an out and back, or a heater. It was a heater, not a fire.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So same location, different aid stations, same location.
That's funny.
Same needing to be warm and not freeze to death. That's fun. All right. Does HIIT training, high intensity training, negatively affect the ability to achieve the desired result of heart rate training? Which I think is a great question, because I think there's a lot of people doing HIIT training and doing heart rate training.
Yeah, it doesn't negate the benefits. Both need to be done specifically for the purpose that they're being done for on the days that they need to be done. Yeah. scheduled and done properly. But there's enormous benefits to it. Still, big believer in the zone 2 training.
Yeah.
And what it can do for you long term and how slow it has you moving, especially when you're first doing it, because most of the muscle recruitment that you were going to use for, let's say, a 100 mile or a 50K, if you're doing anything long, are slow twitch muscles, and those aren't going to get stimulated or strengthened just doing HIIT training.
Yeah.
So it has its place.
Yeah, and vice versa. I think you could lump like intervals and speed workout and hill repeats into HIIT training too. Not the common form of HIIT training. I think when I think of HIIT training, I think of like Orange Theory and CrossFit and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially if you're super prone to injuries doing speed training. Like if you have, don't take it personal, but if you have bad mechanics
Mm-hmm.
and you stride out and you do other things that facilitate getting hurt, that's a good way to build that system and not get hurt.
Yeah. So do the HIIT training.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do your heart rate training where your heart rate training needs to be.
Yes.
And as long as it's scheduled, it's all good. Do the fun things that are fun.
Yeah.
Do the long runs that are long. Do them specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Miss Jones were an animal, what kind of animal would she be? She'd be a raccoon. That's what kind of animal she would be. She would be a raccoon.
I'd say honey badger, but I like raccoon.
Yeah, I think raccoons are cuter and less terrifying. Oh gosh.
Did you say cuter or cooter? Because I heard cooter.
Cuter.
And I heard cooter.
Raccoons are cuter. You might be a honey badger. That might be more accurate. You could be a honey badger. That makes sense. Would you think you would be a honey badger?
Yeah, for sure. I think that would be my spirit animal. I think if we had to have something appear above our heads, that's where it would be.
And what would my spirit animal be?
Falcon. Some aviating bird of prey.
You're darn right. You're a raccoon. You are.
It just sounds so trashy.
Mm.
I'm feeling pretty insulted right now. I'm in a delicate place.
You are in a delicate place. Good gracious. All right. Speaking of delicate places, this last question comes in, and I think it's, hey, stay over there.
Go wherever I want.
The question came out, and I think we both alluded to this, is that, when you're running, you're doing something and somebody says, "Oh, you're doing great," or something like that. Neither one of us really like to hear that so much because you don't know how I'm doing. How are you to judge? And it's a long question. If you have people in your life that don't do ultra running, how are they supposed to encourage and support and uplift you if they don't know, I guess, the ins and outs of what it means to only run 40 miles? Because from their perspective, you ran 40 freaking miles. That's a really long way. Like, that's amazing. Fair. It's a long way to run. In perspective, though, it's not so much. Like, because I think people want to be uplifting and encouraging, but how do you go about it? And I don't know that I have a solid answer. Like, what are you supposed to say?
I have a couple thoughts on this.
I love it.
I'm trying to articulate because I know I've been in an aggressive mood today.
You have.
But I think you need to get over your own shit. Like, if someone tells you you look good, which I agree, like, I don't like when people are being fake to me. Like, when I know that I look like shit and I feel like shit, and you go, "You look great." Fuck you. No, I don't. I can smell me. I've seen me. I passed a car window at some point getting over here. I look like a raccoon. I've got mascara under my eyes. Listen, no. Or I came in hobbling. You're like, "Oh, you're looking great." No, not. No, not. This is terrible. My leg is locked up. I'm all gimping around over here. Or limping around. Anyways, like, that's different. But let's take the 40 miles, for example. Like, that is a really far way. And, I think we have a tendency to forget how far we've come in this sport and take for granted our ability. So when we're like, "Oh, well, it wasn't the thing," and how do you know? Like, no, what you're doing is hard. What you're doing, you train like now. Some of these distances that either we DNF or training runs was something at one point we worked up to.
Oh yeah.
We had anxiety around running, and I think that you need to shift your perspective, get over your bullshit, and be grateful that you had the ability to run that far. Now, that can also be a hindrance, but of like just constantly falling into whatever. But I think it's living a life of gratitude and allowing people who may not have that capability nor that desire to show you what the average person thinks and feels. Like they are impressed because it is impressive. Even when you fall short of your goals, that's a really long way. So, my opinion, get over your bullshit. Operate from gratitude. I am.
Is that the advice to the people that aren't in the sport? Or is that... I think that's the perspective shift for the people that do the running.
Yeah.
A little bit. I can say, like, you know, that ride back from Georgia last week, you know, I wanted somebody in the passenger seat that had not ran a half marathon or was only a half marathon runner to be impressed that I ran 40 miles. Yeah. I was like, oh man, I wish she was normal. Just a normal person that'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that, instead of, you suck.
I didn't.
I mean, it's hard when your person is BMFJ sometimes, because that's easy. Running 100 miles is easy for you. It doesn't mean it's easy to run 100 miles. It means like, hey, you know me, I'm going to run 100 miles. It's no big thing. And like, gosh, half marathon runner there would have been super more encouraging. Yeah. Not that I want fakeness from you or want anything different.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Not that, you know, I don't want anything different, but like, there's just that moment of like, God, I wish she was impressed right now. How awesome would that be? Like, oh man, because you know all that's nope, still gonna have to cut the grass, man. Yep. You know.
Oh, you can still walk.
Didn't finish. Got to cut the grass. No. You ran 40 miles. Take it easy for the next week. No.
I told you like the next day. Yeah, like, no, you ran 40 miles. Eat the extra slice of pizza. Do things.
I think what I would say to anybody encouraging anybody, regardless of what it is don't let that person's potential response define your character.
Yeah.
Operate in your own character. Do and say the things that you are going to say and do. You can't control how people are going to respond to it. Let them deal with the mess. Let them get over themselves. If you want to be encouraging and you want to be supportive, and you have a way of doing that is healthy and uplifting, do that thing. Don't let somebody else define your character for you.
Yeah, don't let someone's reaction discourage you from being enthusiastic and exciting and recognizing what a cool thing it is that they're
like doing. You be you. If you're that person, be that person. Yeah, 100%. The other thing I would say is it's okay to look at the effort and not the result.
Yeah,
like the effort is worth something.
Oh yeah,
and you can praise the effort.
Yes,
you can be encouraging and supportive of the effort.
I think we are the ones as athletes that lose that focus sometimes.
100%. I don't think I think athletes are going to be hard on themselves. At least they should be more honest with themselves and have a deeper understanding than those around them. They should, hold themselves accountable to their races. Fortunately, I have you to hold me accountable for.
But you also hold me accountable.
100%. That's why we do this thing together. That's why we're in it.
Yeah. I mean, even during the Trans Tennessee, like you had some real conversation with me at dinner.
Well, we had some talks.
Yeah. I was not in a place to hear, but needed to.
Didn't like any of that.
But it turned things around.
It did.
I mean, I was grateful because you didn't let me give in to everything I was thinking and feeling, and oh man, it's a big party.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, be the person you are for the people in your life.
Yeah.
Like, don't let listen, if somebody falls short of their goal, they're going to be grumpy. They're going to be in a bad mood. You don't have to be in a bad mood with them. You can be you, right?
Yeah. But I also think you don't have to be in a bad mood if you fall short. Like, I think it's
Fair.
another. I think it's another one of those things. You know, like we just normalize like having IT band issues and all this stuff. Like all the preventable injuries that we can have, we like normalize, and I think we normalize having uh, a shit attitude sometimes around
Mm,
like coming up short. Like, you know what? At the end of the day, you don't get paid to do this. Like, this isn't your job. Like, they're not
fair
cutting off
enough.
because you didn't run 100 miles or 50K. They're not cutting off your lights. Now, if you're an elite or sponsored athlete, it's probably a little different. But I don't know if we've realized this or not. We're fucking not. We're not elite sponsored athletes. So, like,
What?
we can calm down on ourselves and also like again, just coming from gratitude and like, I am so lucky because one day you're not going to be able to do that. Now, we have outliers in the sport like Rob Apple and Mike Montgomery that are out there all the time and doing those 50Ks and longer stuff, like 100 milers and getting after it. But there's going to come a point where we can't, and we need to be grateful for the experience and the opportunity and that our bodies allowed us to do it. And yeah, come up short, man, that sucks. But if that's the worst thing that happened to you,
Not
like
so
your
bad.
yeah, like your life's pretty good. And I
Yeah.
think it's easy to lose that perspective the more we get goal for focus and especially when there's something we've invested a lot in. And I think that is a delicate balance. But you see the people that have the most gratitude, and when you see those guys and they're always encouraging to everyone else, like those are the people that stay in this and keep doing stuff. And I think when you adopt that negative attitude and like, oh well, I didn't do what I set out to do. Yeah, you know what? You also didn't get milk from the store. You didn't set out to do what you planned to do. So like you fucked that up too. I mean,
You
but you're
are
not pouting.
oh, you are kinged up.
But you're not like pouting about it in the chair, like, oh man,
Never gonna get
shucks.
milk again. Just won't go back to the store. Last time I went, I didn't get the milk. I can't go get groceries anymore. I sure can't. I
You
wish I
can't do it.
could. Wish I could. I know a lot of people get groceries. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah,
It's
can't do
okay.
it.
It's okay. Uber Eats for me. Listen, before it gets too wound up, I am obviously I'm in a big position of gratitude this week. Last week's episode was a little heavy.
Yeah.
Um, and I am thankful to be able to talk through this and to do my own unpacking of myself and what goes on and go through my process, and the response to that has been really positive and overwhelming and encouraging. And some people have reached out and said, hey, I don't understand what you're talking about at all, but thank you for sharing it. I know people out there do it. Not my problem, but but in a positive and encouraging way. Like, hey, I believe in you. You can figure this out. And a lot of people have dealt with similar stuff.
Yeah.
And I hate that. Like anytime somebody sends me a message and say, hey, I get it. I hate it for them because I know what that feels like. And I don't want you to feel that way. I want you to feel good. On the other hand, I get it. So it's okay. Like we're not. There's a lot of dudes out there. There's people out there hurting, um, and so to say, hey, this is what's happening, and get an encouraging or a supportive response that goes out to all of those people as well. Like the responses I've gotten, you've gotten them as well. That there is a community that understands that not everything is black and white. There's a lot of gray in these areas. There's a lot of gray in your life or in your head and in your emotions. We can work through it and we can get better and we can deal with things and we can achieve the things that we want to achieve and we can live a healthy life that's full faceted.
Yeah.
This train the quit out of your life stuff I came up with years ago had zero to do with running. Nothing. Not a darn thing to do with running. Running's a backdrop oftentimes, but it doesn't have anything to do with running. It has to do with life. Because life's, one of those things that you just shouldn't quit.
No, you should not quit life.
So thank you to everyone that has messaged or not messaged. If you impacted you, I'm glad we could have that conversation. My week, has been all right. The hard part we talked about last week for me was I didn't quite know what I was going to do next. I'm trying to get my arms around that and get an idea of what I really want to set my goals out to be and how I'm going to accomplish those. So I'm getting a little bit better in that area. I've made some adjustments to my day already that have put me in a better headspace to start my day in. I think one of the things I need to do is shift the way I run mentally. I started running because I don't like myself very much. I didn't like who I was when I started running. And so it was not this place of celebration and strength and gratitude. It was a place of, dude, you suck and you need not to suck. And there's probably some of that carries over when I get out there on those longer miles.
Yeah.
And so it's not that joyful gratitude place that I want it to be very much. And so that's one of the things, that I've discovered in my unpacking, which is why I think being raw and completely honest with yourself, with other people, if you have somebody that you can bounce it off of and talk to about the real nonsense, like you and I, it's going to help you get to these answers. And if you get to some root causes and some real answers, you'll be able to make some real decisions and some real alterations and get different results. If you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. Yeah. You got to do something different. These are some things that I need to do different. Doing those things different will give me a different result.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Like I truly admire and appreciate your ability to be completely honest with everyone about what you were feeling and going through and just being genuine, because that's not easy.
Listen, somebody's got to talk about it. So I'm grateful to have the opportunity to talk about it. The work is worth doing. I've been doing the work in my own life. If I can share that work with other people and it makes a difference, then how can you not?
Yeah.
Like, you got to do it. We have the opportunity to talk about it and put it out there. So, like I said, I'm not a professional. It's not like my sponsorship's going to be pulled. So, might as well share what I can in an effort to help other people.
Yeah, just on a side note to all that, I really wish more professionals and stuff actually shared those sort of things. And you never see anyone talk about that stuff. Like a lot of professionals are just it's the cookie cutter, whatever their posts and all their stuff, and they don't have an opinion on anything, and they don't go anything. You really never see them say anything until they get dropped.
Yeah.
And
this is what was going on. Well, gosh darn it, man. You could have shared that when you had a platform.
Yeah.
You could have talked about some stuff, maybe help some people.
That is one thing I really wish we would see change in this sport, is just authenticity. I don't want someone who is just a brand and a face and a finishing time. I want someone who does have a platform and a connection to people to be real. And I think that's part of why, like, Sally McRae does so great. But there's also you also don't know where she stands on any of her opinions or this or that. And I think she has been more open about a bunch of the stuff that she's gone through, and that's through the documentaries and stuff that she has out into the interwebs. But
no, I mean, there's just a lot of personas out there. When you get a public voice and you get private equity money or whatever it is, you're a persona. You're a smile in a pair of shoes, or a scowl in a pair of shoes. I don't pick the label.
Yeah,
whatever it is. But no, I'm going to keep on doing it. We're going to keep on being honest because that's what's beneficial. It's way easier if you're honest too. Like, it's just way easier in general. So, kind of takes care of itself. You got anything else for him today, Jones?
No, I'll probably get ready to take this exam.
All right, let's go ahead and take your exam. Listen, everybody, this is the Ultra Crude podcast. We are race directors, ultra running coaches. Mid-State's coming up. Hey, if you guys like the show, you can go ahead and share it with somebody else that might like the show, might like that. And then, if you like things, you often rate them and review them. We don't ask every week, but if you feel like doing it, go ahead. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, we actually really would. Yeah. Maybe at some point in these videos, I'll add like a click. I feel like there's more things I should be doing, and I'm going to eventually.
Plate's full.
This has not been the month for it.
No, this isn't it. But what we can do is we can say, hey, thank you for watching the show, listening to the show, share the show with somebody else. If you want to review the show and leave a comment or a note, we're going to read those things. Yeah, we appreciate it. So thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.